Welcome to the After Hours Lounge on 1620 The Zone, the 1620 The Zone app, and 1620thezone.com. When 6A to 6P isn't enough, the boys have you covered. Here's Jimmy Allen and John Schreiner.
Welcome into another Taste Test Tuesday edition of the After Hours Lounge, brought to you by Bellevue University. Keep up to date on all the championship action happening on Bellevue's campus by downloading the BU Bruins app to your smartphone tonight. Jimmy Allen, John Schreiner, Dan Campinen with you all tonight. That didn't work. That's a little concerning. We'll get that figured out in a second. The NFL has cut down their rosters. We'll discuss it at 6:15. What are the three big red questions we have that have to be answered against Cincinnati on Thursday night? We'll tell you what's trending on social media. We'll buy or sell on several different topics from the mind of Dan Campinen. We will call our shot. John Schreiner has invented a new game, and this involves sports betting. I'm very surprised to find this in your wheelhouse, but regardless, we're going to be there at 7:15.
It's not really sports betting. It's more like fantasy sports.
Sports betting adjacent. And then 25.
Some would say futures.
25 plays in 25 days is almost done. We have 2 plays left to go. We're probably going to start getting very repetitive over the next 48 hours. And then we will wrap up the show with our trash takes. 402-951-1620. So you can get a hold of the show. Don't forget to follow the show at After Hours 1620 on Twitter as well. John, you ready for football?
Oh, you know it, baby.
You know who else is ready for football? It's the head football coach down in Lincoln. Matt Rule took to the podium today. And for a guy that is always very uncomfortable in front of the media and very good at controlling a room in the palm of his hand, he looked very irritated to be there today.
He did not want to be at that place today.
And it was very clear it's just because he wants to put the pads on and get to work.
He definitely had the tone of someone who was just like, I'm tired of answering these questions. I'm sick of talking about it. Let's just go do it now.
Naturally, he got asked about black shirts because they've officially been handed out.
First one out the gate.
10 were handed out today. Where are you on this tradition? How many black shirts do you think should be handed out?
I think he has it right. The starters get the black shirts. That's the tradition. That's how it started. That was the point of the whole thing. And you know, it got expanded and changed and muddled around and messed with. And like, if you have a tradition, it should have consistency, right? Or otherwise it's not a tradition anymore. It's just a thing you do.
Let me ask you this. Do you think they should be handed out at the beginning of camp?
No, you should find out who your starters are.
So I think this is something that should be able to be earned and taken away.
Absolutely.
I think you should dictate who the starting 11 are the first day of camp. That's the bar. These guys are the leaders on the defense right now. You see that carrot at the end of the stick? You can go chase it, you can catch it, and you can take that jersey away from your teammate, earn that spot, and be one of the more, like, to me, I love the single digit jersey thing, and I don't think that should go away. And I think the team should vote on that. Those black jerseys should be handed out the first day of camp, and the tone should be set and the bar should be set when you walk in.
I don't know, because like, you might have someone who is a transfer in who hasn't had the opportunity to show, hasn't had the opportunity to compete or be that guy from day one. So I'm kind of on I think maybe, like, you know, before we start game week, that's when you should hand them out. Like when you release that first depth chart, that's when the black shirts go out.
When we talk about, like, I don't know if worry is the right word, but the one position that hasn't been given a black shirt is the battle at defensive tackle with Keona Davis. And he's a guy that has been referred to as a Sue lookalike, too big to keep off the field, freak athlete, and he hasn't even solidified a starting spot yet.
Yeah, Jalen George is pushing him, apparently.
And Jalen George is making that run late. That's a little bit of a red flag for me, if I'm being completely honest.
That was my question in the notes today, was like, is it worry you that he hasn't separated himself as the number one at that position?
Well, it's a couple things.
It's not even, for what reason?
It's not even the Keona Davis of it all. It's we've done a really good job of not making too big of a deal of replacing Ty and Nash. Well, this was one of the guys you were supposed to feel the best. And there's two opposite ends of this thing, right? It could be Jalen George and Keona Davis are
both
really good. That's not how I read this situation today, though.
I didn't either. And it gave me a little bit of pause when he said that, you know, they wanted to watch practice tonight to nail down the last one between Keona Davis and Jalen George. And I just kind of sat up in my seat like, whoa.
Wait,
What?
we have a depth chart, though.
Hold on.
But we have a depth chart.
Hold on a minute. And I don't, that doesn't make me feel great at all. It's just, that gives me a little bit of a sinking feeling. Like maybe Keona Davis hasn't quite lived up to the dominant expectations that we had coming into fall camp.
We've often had Husker isms around here where coaches say things and then they become a punchline by the end of the season. And I really hope that didn't happen today because Matt Rule talked about, hey, we sat around, we cut up 50, 60 clips from guys or from games so guys could watch it from this weekend. And there's been an emphasis on illegal substitutions. What's the disconcerting signals. Causing false starts on the other side. And that is, there's been an emphasis on those calls. I really hope that we don't see this happen on Thursday night. Like I hope there's not a substitution issue, and I hope there's not
disconcerting signals.
Because if it's been cut up 50 and 60 times and being addressed by the head coach in Lincoln 2 days before it starts, that better be hammered home by the time kickoff happens. Because specifically the disconcerting signals, that is the most avoidable penalty in all of football.
Yeah. Well, and the new rules are like, shifts that are intended to cause motion by the offense, right? You can't like jump sideways quickly as a unit.
You can't clap at them.
You can't clap at them. You can't like make fake snap counts and do that kind of stuff. Like the clapping and the fake snap counts have been around for a while that you haven't been allowed to do that. The addendum,
there's new rules.
The addendum to the rule is the shifts. Like you can make shifts on the defense, but it can't be like all at once in a concerted effort to cause a false start. Like you're not allowed to do that anymore.
Do you feel like that should fall into the same, like obviously it's going to, but do you feel like it should fall into the same category as clapping or giving a false count on the other side of the ball? Because that kind of feels like two different things, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a double-edged sword, right? Because you want to take those cheap little gamesmanship things out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's for the good of the game. But on the other side of that coin is like the quarterback's allowed to use his vocal inflection to cause the defense to jump off.
Yeah.
Is that not a disconcerting signal?
Yeah, and why is that different?
Yeah, that's so I'm kind of two minds on this. Like, yeah, I think it's a good idea to try and take those things out of the game, but man, the quarterback still gets to do it. So I don't know. I honestly don't know how to feel about it. It's just it's a hard one to adjudicate. And usually in the situations where we're presented with a scenario and there's a rule change, and I think like this is going to be really hard to make a snap, like
a
subjective judgment call about this. I'm usually out on it. Like I'm just like, don't do that. That puts bad things in.
A rule has to be definitive, right?
Yeah. Let's make it clear so that there's no gray area that can be exploited or cause someone to complain about it later. In this case, like, I don't know, man. I think they're trying to do something good for the game, and I'm not sure that it's exactly right.
We talked about the defensive tackle position. That's not the only one that's not sewn up yet. We find out that Kyle Cunanan is the starting kicker, but Tristan Alvano and John Hull are battling for the kickoff spot. It kind of feels like this is like a secondary, everybody gets a ribbon prize, right? Like nothing against Tristan Alvano and John Hull. Obviously, both those guys have been very important over the last couple of years, but it kind of feels like they're like, oh, sorry, you didn't win the job. We're going to let you kick off, though. It felt very second place prize.
Yeah, I mean, and they both have pretty strong legs.
Yeah. So, I'm not saying either one of them are worthy of the job, but it kind of feels like they're being given that because they didn't. It's like, oh, right. Sorry, you didn't get the spot you wanted. Hopefully, you don't transfer now. That's how it totally came across to me.
Yeah, and the only thing I didn't like about his comments in this spot was like, if we had to play today, Cunanan's the starting kicker, and I don't like this wishy-washy. We're not sure stuff because like this is the year that Nebraska absolutely has to lock down and have a number one, no doubt kicker. Like you cannot be playing around this season with musical chairs at the kicker spot and like, oh, we're trying to figure it out. And this
because we've been hearing about how great Mike Eckler is and he's got that unit figured out and guys want to come play for him, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
But this is also like for all the reasons we've talked about, like the expectations for Nebraska, the schedule setting up the way that it does, and the Matt Rule year 3 bump and what this program needs to do, win on the field to continue to attract higher profile recruits and keep the money flowing and all those things. Like, there is no room for nonsense at the kicker spot this year. Like, we have been talking about this kicker spot for how many years now, and it hasn't been solidified. We've missed too many kicks, and there's been bad snaps and bad holds. Like, none of that can happen this year. That's got to be absolutely locked down, on point. And you've got, like I've said before, this team has to make 80% of its kicks inside of 40 yards. Must.
Can I tell you what this kind of feels like? It feels eerily similar to, we committed to Jeff Sims, and we're not going to pull him out because we told him he's our guy. Now, on paper, that's the right thing to do. You made a commitment to a guy, and they made a commitment to Tristan Alvano. They made a commitment to John Hole. But then they hired Mike Eckler. Yeah. And I'm sure, listen, it's easy for me, a guy sitting in a chair in 50th and Dodge, to talk about telling somebody they can't have a job or they didn't earn it, right? It's easy for me to do that. But it feels like Matt Rule, when he commits to somebody or gives them his word, he finds it very difficult to take away or make the decision to do so.
Which is an honorable quality.
It absolutely is. But that's what he gets paid to do, right?
Yeah.
Like
you got to make the hard choices.
You have to make these decisions because the buck is supposed to stop with you. And I promise you that even if Mike Eckler came out and said, I want A, B, C, and D done, if Matt Rule feels like, no, we made commitments to these two guys, and John Hole stepped up in a big situation, and Tristan Alvano's been dealing with injuries over the past couple of years, and he's still a Nebraska kid, and we want to honor a commitment to a Nebraska guy, we're going to do that. I don't think Mike Eckler would have a problem with that.
I don't either. As far as Alvano and Hole battling for the kickoff spot, I mean, look, from a kicking perspective, the least amount of pressure, place kicker, punter, kickoffs. It's the least amount of pressures on the kickoffs.
You got to keep it between the hashes.
And if you've got a couple of guys who maybe have had the yips, haven't had this kind of success that you hope that they would have gone through some struggles, you can
had some injuries. Both those guys have been hurt.
Right, but you still think that they have some juice. You can give them that kickoff job and let them build up a little confidence, bang some balls out of the back of the end zone. Like, just blast them for touchbacks over and over again. Build up your confidence again. Have confidence in your technique again. And then if there's a spot where you need one of those guys, they can be in the right mental frame to come in and deliver a big kick for you in a big spot.
Yeah, and then Matt Rule went on to say exactly what the rest of us are feeling. Waiting is brutal. Yeah. It is. It feels like it's been Tuesday for 4 years now. We are just 2 sleeps away from kickoff in Kansas City, Matt, and we all agree the wait has been absolutely agonizing. But then he was asked about Thomas Fidone, and obviously he's been very vocal on social media. The stuff came out about him making the roster and the play that he made to score the touchdown in the preseason game, and he tweeted out number 1 because obviously he was the number 1 tight end in the country for a reason. And he brought up that there's always been this scrutiny about Thomas while he was here. And clearly Matt Rule just doesn't like Josh Peterson. Take a number, Matt. But no, he talked about, but it kind of did feel like there was this scrutiny around Thomas Fidone because he did come in with such high expectations and obviously had 2 very brutal knee injuries and it just took a while to get out of the blocks. Is it fair if Thomas Fidone goes on to be a very good pro to say Nebraska either wasted Thomas Fidone or had a disservice towards him?
Well,
because not only did he get injured, but you also have to have that recovery time period and getting back to where he was. And it felt like it was very rushed for him at all times.
This is a conversation we've been having around here for a long time.
Because it's not just Thomas Fidone.
Why can't Nebraska use a good tight end? Yeah. Why can't they make the most of a player who's talented at that position? And
why does a guy leave here, go somewhere else, and become more successful as well?
Yeah. How can a guy go through the 4 years of college at Nebraska, barely get used, find himself on a milk carton more often than not, and then go have a long NFL career?
Yeah.
I'm talking to you, Sethan Carter. Like, What's going on here? Jack Stoll. Like,
yeah,
these guys are NFL tight ends.
One of them starting,
and you can barely remember a play that they made at Nebraska.
Yeah, it's very concerning. And I don't know if in the case of Thomas Fidone, I think those other two guys, you can point at their head coach and go, yeah, that's a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
In the case of Thomas Fidone, I think it is very different, though, because of the injury aspect.
The injuries play into it somewhat with Fidone. And I think, look, when you bring in a player who has that number one at his position in the country tag attached to him, as a fan base, you start to, look, you count the chickens before they hatch, you put the cart before the horse, use whatever cliche you want. But you start to expect the level of production from a player of that caliber. You're like, we have the number one tight end in the country. This should be a lockdown, absolute, no doubt, all conference type of player for at least 3 seasons.
Minimum, yeah, I agree.
And that it just never materialized with Fidone, partly because of the injuries, partly because, I don't know, they couldn't figure out a way to use him appropriately. And look, it's not the easiest thing in the world. Look at Kyle Pitts at Atlanta. They can't figure out how to use him appropriately.
It was one of the most dynamic college football players in the country.
So it's not always the easiest thing to do, but there are a lot of teams who use their tight ends really effectively. There's just one state away from us who tends to use their tight ends really well and makes them into great pros.
Kansas does do a very good job of that. We're not going to talk about the chickens across the river until we get to that last week in November. Does it surprise you that nobody has openly addressed Matt Rule's weight loss? Like, it's clear. It's pretty obvious. Yeah. Like, he almost looks like he's aging in reverse right now also. Like, his hair's gotten a little grayer. Last year, I think it was pretty obvious that he was spending a lot of nights in the office and probably eating some not very healthy food. He's clearly lost, 40, 50 pounds?
Well, I think it was Raiola yesterday who was talking about how Rule's up every morning in the weight room before everybody doing the workouts and how the team is just, taking it to heart that he's putting in as much work as they are on this thing. And
sure.
And
leading by example.
It's noticeable.
I love that he closed the press conference with, see you there, just walked away. Like, you could tell how ready he is for some ball.
He's done with press conferences.
Thomas Fidone, not the only pro Big Red guy making some moves. We told you last night about John Bullock making the Bucs roster. We're going to break down all of Nebraska's possible cuts / not cuts in the NFL and tell you about our 3 favorite teams and who made moves and the big headlines out of cut day in the NFL. If you missed the opening segment tonight, want to find out how much weight Matt Rule has lost, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Aloe Fiber. There's only a few days left until Labor Day. It's not too late to switch, stack, and save tonight. You've seen the billboards. You've heard our commercials for so long. You're running out of time. If you're stuck with bad internet and buffering all the time when you're watching TV, get out of the Stone Age. Head over to aloefiber.com/stack. Switch, stack, and save by combining Aloe Internet and all fiber network right up to your home. DirecTV, a streaming service you can always count on. The all-new Aloe Mobile with nationwide coverage for your cell phone service as well. Head over to aloefiber.com/stack and save tonight. NFL Cut Down Day. Who won? Who lost? Who's better for it? When we come back, 1620 Zone.
You're gonna give them all your money. Radio plays what they want you to hear.
Hey, everybody, it's John here for Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. Bright sunshine in Omaha today. You know what that means, friends. The links are still open, and you can still get some great summer gear from Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear, and you can get it for 20 to 50% off. All the summer goods right now, Jerry Ryan, 78th and Dodge, you can get it for up to half price. Suits, sport coats, pants, sports shirts, shorts, polos, all of it, 20 to 50% off. You don't have to leave it on the shelf until springtime. There's still time to wear all that great stuff that Jerry Ryan has in stock right now. If it's on the rack, it's 20 to 50% off. Stop in tomorrow and get some new gear the rest of these hot days. Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear, dressing Omaha for over 50 years.
Your Omaha area forecast presented by Funplex Water Park and Rides from the KETV Newswatch 7 Weather Center on 1620 The Zone.
Well, we had some light rain and lingering cloud cover here on this Tuesday afternoon that kept temperatures in the middle 70s. Now, as we get towards sunset, we'll be in the upper 60s outside, and temperatures will continue to drop overnight into the mid and upper 50s outside. Tomorrow, we will have some cloud cover around that particularly thickens up in southeast Nebraska through the day. High temperatures should be in the 70s and low 80s. I'm meteorologist Luke Vickery, KETV Newswatch 7.
The real game college athletics, it's coaches. And at Bellevue University, there is an experienced team of coaches who know you both as an athlete and as a person. Plus, there are student coach advisors who are there to provide individualized academic support every step of the way as you progress towards your degree. At Bellevue University, you're not just another athlete. You belong. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Are you watching the water slowly seep down the drain again? Go with a local solution. Go with trusted. AX Plumbing is here to help. With over 20 years of serving the metro area, AX Plumbing can do it all, from residential to commercial. They can even help with the new build installation service. Head over to axpservice.com today. There's financing available to qualified buyers and military discount too. Check out axpservice.com today. AX Plumbing. They'll leave your place cleaner than they found it.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Hi, I'm Cole Scharf with Scharf Painting. Choosing a painter isn't like picking a color swatch. It's about the trust and craftsmanship. Every space is unique. Family-owned and detail-driven. We paint everything. Homes, businesses, interiors, exteriors, and even decks and fences. Based in Omaha, we'll travel anywhere for your project. With Scharf Painting, it's more than paint, it's a relationship. We communicate, we follow through, and we take pride in providing excellence. Visit ScharfPainting.com for your next masterpiece.
Look sharp with Scharf.
It's cold brew season, and Host has iced coffee ready for any office or workplace with little to no setup. Ice cold coffee for hot summer workdays.
Host Coffee is always roasting something good for you.
Call today.
I'm Omaha Athletic Director Adrian Dow, and I want to introduce you to 3 Omaha schools that are playing a vital role in keeping our community strong. We serve nearly 600 pre-K through 8th grade students, most of whom come from disadvantaged neighborhoods. These students receive a values-based education with the family support they need. I'm a proud member of the CUES Fund Board, which supports the CUES school system. To learn more, go to CUES Schools, that's CUES schools.org.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
.625 on a Taste Test Tuesday here on 1620 Zone. Don't forget to head over to our social medias and retweet or share the Taste Test Tuesday, courtesy of Railcar. Post tonight, you can be entered. You will be entered to a drawing to win a $25 gift card to Railcar tonight. We are brought to you by Bellevue University. Keep up to date on all the championship action happening on Bellevue's campus by downloading the BU Bruins app to your smartphone tonight. We mentioned it. John Bullock has officially made the Bucs roster. For a guy that goes from walk-on out of Creighton Prep to starting middle linebacker at Nebraska to now being a viable option on an NFL franchise in the starting 50 or the 53-man roster, that's a very impressive story.
Yeah, and I Matt Rule's comments about it today were awesome too, about how when he first came in and John Bullock was kind of buried and forgotten, and he was a backup safety, and he was considering quitting. He was going to be done with football. And Matt Rule, just told him, like, I don't want you to have any regrets. So maybe you should give this thing one more run. And seems to be pretty good advice because he's now
an NFL football player.
Going to make money, a lot of it, playing football.
Well, we talked about this last night and like what Nebraska could hang their hat on when you talk about being a developmental program. Like, you could point it at John Bullock, and you can absolutely point it at Thomas Fidone and say, obviously Fidone was a guy that was an NFL prospect anyway, but John Bullock not so much. And then we helped develop and get him there for 3 years, and they're like, no, they're not. They weren't the coaching staff when John Bullock arrived on campus, but I don't think you could point at how successful John Bullock was last year and say,
he was a tackling machine.
That the Matt Rule coaching tree didn't absolutely help him get to the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, he was absolutely the beneficiary of his own tremendous hard work. No, there's we can't put that aside. Like, that's a guy who had a lot of work to do when he got to college to get himself to where he is today.
Speaking of Creighton Prep products, Easton Stick gets cut by the Falcons, which I don't think that was that much of a surprise just because of the way the quarterback room looked in Atlanta. But there's obviously been some movement in New Orleans. There's a chance that he obviously played with Kellen Moore when he was with the Chargers. It feels like Easton Stick is going to be one of those guys that's going to be able to cut a pretty lengthy career out of probably playing backup quarterback in the NFL, which is not a bad way to make a living.
Yeah, he's I mean, Chase Daniel's living a pretty good life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think his last contract was like $10 million. By the way.
He did. Yeah. Barely ever played, stood on the sidelines,
ate some boogers.
And if you've ever he put out on Twitter the other day of what to do as a backup quarterback. And he said, day one, first thing, memorize everyone's Starbucks order in your room.
There you go.
That's how you
be very likable. There you go.
That's how you ingratiate yourself with the team. But and Easton Stick is a guy who I had the privilege of covering in high school when he was at Creighton Prep. And I've just always hoped for his success because he was such a good guy. I got to write a feature story on him when he was in high school too. And is so down to earth, so humble, and a tremendous athlete, very obviously. So just hope he catches on somewhere. I'd love to see him stick around in the league still.
A guy that didn't catch on was Isaiah Neyor, and he was cut by the Green Bay Packers today. Dan, what was it? What was the meeting like today when the decisions were made? And why did you and the brass decide to cut Isaiah Neyor?
Well, unfortunately for Isaiah, Mr. Neyor, as we've been calling him in meetings, the wide receiver room is just a little bit too full in Green Bay right now. And we said, we can only have one Husker on the roster, and we're keeping Omar Brown.
This is slowly becoming my favorite bit on the show, by the way, is the fact that Dan owns the Green Bay Packers. I don't think any of these news necessarily surprises. One of the things that surprised me that happened 2 days ago, Adrian Martinez gets waived by the New York Jets.
Yeah.
And obviously he's kind of fluctuated from their practice squad back up to their roster and what have you. I really hope that he gets another look somewhere else. I just don't think when you have Justin Fields and Tyrod Taylor ahead of you.
He's a 2-year guy now, so practice squad's tough to get.
And obviously he very much fits that same mold of mobile quarterback with those three guys. And
I really thought he was going to make it.
I don't know if it's the worst thing in the world that he didn't. I think that opens up a ton of opportunities. He's obviously had the experience. They really liked him in Houston. They really liked him in Cleveland. They really liked him in Pittsburgh.
Detroit.
They had the chance to bring him back and they didn't. So I think that ship is sailed. But I would love to see him get another shot at the Houston roster because I think that system is a far better fit for him. And let's be honest, the Texans are going to be a little more successful than the Jets.
A little. Yeah.
To our teams, the Washington Football Commanders cut the pride of all of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and kind of Notre Dame and Sam Hartman. Obviously, a much different quarterback than the guy you got starting. Were you surprised by this?
No, he looked bad.
Yeah,
preseason.
also that.
Threw a pick six, wasn't very efficient. Not at all surprised. Always kind of figured that he was going to, unless he absolutely balled out in the preseason.
Yeah.
He was always on that cut line. Mariota and Josh Johnson will be the backups. And look, they're going to carry those three. There might be a practice squad guy, and Hartman's eligible for that. So if he clears waivers, I could see him possibly being a practice squad guy.
Did you watch the QB1 season with him on it?
No.
So his senior year, his offensive coordinator took a job at a newly forming high school, a la like Westview and Buena Vista around here. And he chose to leave the school he went to for 3 years to follow his OC to a brand new football program. That alone will always put a special place. I root for Sam Hartman for that reason.
Stop playing football. Start male modeling Sam Hartman.
He's got a career.
You're extremely handsome. Use that to your advantage.
All right, to your
Not that
team
you
now.
haven't.
The 49ers, they did Terrell Owens dirty. They cut his son Tariq.
No, they didn't. He's a practice squad player. It's fine.
I just had to throw the social media narrative at you.
It's fine. He'll be there. He's still going to get a paycheck. He'll be fine. The one that kind of hurt my heart a little bit was Jeff Wilson being cut.
Well, he's a victim of the Brian Robinson trade.
Exactly. But the writing was on the wall there. But he kind of became like the fan favorite that everybody's rooting for to make the roster at the end for San Francisco.
Jeff Wilson was that guy who was like, well, we know Christian McCaffrey's going to get hurt. So we got Jeff Wilson.
Death taxes and I really like Jeff Wilson. I think he's going to find a way back onto this roster eventually. I didn't understand the Tanner Mordecai signing when it happened. So when he got cut, I went, he's still there type thing. Why did we do that in the first place? I wasn't none of this surprised me. It was all writing on the wall before we got there.
Yeah. That was the only one that stuck out to me. It was like, oh, that's kind of an upset. I expected him to make that team maybe as the third running back.
Yeah, he'll get brought back. I'm almost positive. Dan, back to the war room. The Packers were expected to keep Sean Clifford today, and they didn't.
It was Sean Clifford or Taylor Elgersma.
They kept Elgersma, right?
No, they kept neither.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They went no way.
Well,
we're not keeping two.
You mean we? So what was the decision here? And where are you going to? I mean, Jordan Love's got that thumb injury. People forget.
This is the one that really actually was a head scratcher for me because I thought
Mecole Hardman.
Mecole Hardman was not a head scratcher.
No, okay.
I mean, I wish it was. I wanted him in the wide receiver room just for the veteran depth, but the quarterback thing, I'm thinking they're probably going to bring back one of these guys. My bet would be Sean Clifford because he's familiar with the system. But to say, okay, Jordan Love is hurt, non-throwing hand injury. It's a bit of a bummer. If it becomes a problem, we're going to trot out Malik Willis again, which went fine last year. He got 3 of the garbagiest games of the season.
With Malik Willis, you're handcuffed to a certain style of offense. Like you have to run the quarterback to make it work.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, you're handcuffed to the radiator and someone's beating you over the knees with it. The one that surprised me the most was the fact that we cut Kalen King and we cut Isaiah Simmons.
Simmons was the one that stuck. A former first-round pick, 8th overall pick.
Yeah. And was sort of on the uptick last season just in general. He was getting in there on some big plays. He was getting some real movement, and he was really shaking in that linebacker room. And I thought he was working his way to becoming a starter. So obviously there's something that they know that I don't know. Last thing I'll say is I really hope Marshawn Lloyd gets healthy really soon, because if we grind down the pencil that is Josh Jacobs this year, I'm going to be pissed.
Spencer Rattler beats out Tyler Shuck for the starting job in New Orleans.
But they cut Jake Hayner.
Does that say more about Spencer Rattler or more about Tyler Shuck?
So this is my read on it. I think Tyler Shuck's eventually going to be the starter. I think that by
seems pretty clear, right?
Mid-season, they're gonna lose a lot of games, and they're gonna go, let's play the rookie. Like Tyler Shucks eventually,
because the Saints
this season.
I'm sorry, Michael Severe are going to suck this year.
This season, I would say by like game 6 or 7, Tyler Shuck's going to be in the starting role. That's what I see.
Back to the highly touted TV show QB1.
Mhm.
I don't think I've ever rooted harder against a player to be successful
Than Spencer Rattler.
than I do for. He just does not have one redeeming quality about it. Listen, he was also a high school senior, and I'm sure I wasn't the most pleasant human to be around when I was a high school senior either, but I just can't stand that kid's face. if I'm being blatantly honest.
Yeah.
But he's got a mustache now.
What were the other big moves of the day that you were kind of surprised around the NFL?
The Steelers cut Robert Woods.
Did not see that coming.
He
by the
is
way.
33 years old, but
very old.
You look at the rest of that room. So they have DK Metcalf, who
he was not getting cut today. That was not a concern.
shoehorning into the number 1 role.
Yeah.
Even he's what, 30, 32?
He's 29, isn't he?
Is he 29?
I don't know. I'll look it up.
The rest of their wide receivers that they kept.
27. We're both off.
Okay. Roman Wilson, Calvin Austin, Scotty Miller, Brandon Johnson, Ben Skoranek, and the undrafted free agent signing Keyshawn Williams from Indiana.
Yeah, Robert Woods getting kept and Scotty Miller not on the team with Tom Brady and still being kept around was a little surprising.
Yeah, it just, I mean, I don't know. You don't know what goes on behind the scenes. You don't know what his attitude was like. You don't know what
Sure.
the work ethic's like, but it seemed a little odd.
Did he really want to play with Aaron Rodgers? That's probably the big question.
Yeah. And then Tyson Bagent, a.k.a. the secret Bagent man, who was the one-game hero for the Bears.
One time.
He filling in for Justin Fields. He actually makes the roster with the Bears, and I thought that was kind of an upset.
I kind of wonder if it's because he's like a Caleb Williams guy. Like we all know, like there's certain backups that make rosters because the starter likes them. I kind of wonder if that's what happened there.
They also just gave him $1 million pay bump last Friday.
Yeah, well, Caleb Williams probably really likes him then.
Writing on the wall.
Was there anything else that stuck out to you today?
I mean, we kind of covered it all. I think the Robert Woods one was the most surprising thing to me, just because I expected them to keep him around, because it's always a positive to have an older statesman in the wide receiver room, and especially because he seems like the polar opposite of Aaron Rodgers, is maybe why we're having this conversation around anyway. But like it felt like a really good yin and yang situation that could have balanced out that room.
The only one that really stuck out to me today that everyone had something to say about on social media was the fact that the Panthers cut Hunter Renfrow. It feels weird just considering that they kept 7 wide receivers.
Somebody had to go.
That they said 7 guys. That's how many people are better than you, Hunter. We have our 7 that we want, and it's not you. Which is weird because I still think that Hunter Renfrow is one of the most elusive and elite route runners.
He's not even 30 yet, by the way.
In the NFL.
He'll find a job.
And then
he will. So quick.
I mean, we said it, but it's official now that Sanders has made the Browns roster.
Correct. I mean, when they traded Kenny Pickett last night, it was pretty obvious.
There was still a chance that they would cut him and sign somebody else.
But he's made the Browns roster, but he's going to be their emergency backup quarterback too.
He's listed as the 3rd quarterback. Dylan Gabriel's the backup. Which is, I mean, Dylan Gabriel, did he play in the preseason at all?
He's been hurt.
Yeah, I know.
But they traded up to get him. And
I
that's the
understand.
important part.
And so now my question about that is, where are you, Mel Kiper? Where are you? You told us that this was the greatest tragedy in draft history, that Shedeur Sanders slid.
Well, hold on. Because the politics of it all matters. The fact that they traded up to get Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur fell into their lap, and I don't know why this matters, but it does. GMs care about this stuff. So the fact that
do you think the GM sets the depth chart?
I think he's got an influence on it. I very minimal, but I guarantee if you're a head coach like Kevin Stefanski, who knows he's coaching for his job and has to play nice with everybody in the room, that matters. And unless it was painfully obvious that Shedeur Sanders, and this might have helped out the brass in Cleveland with Dylan Gabriel getting hurt because you didn't get a fair apples to apples comparison. But unless it was painfully obvious and clear, and I think he probably had to be better than Joe Flacco too, by the way, for this to even be relative for him to grab that number 2 spot. I didn't think it was happening.
I don't think NFL teams are in the business of playing politics. I think there's
what?
Listen to me.
How many times do we hear about
Listen
guys
to
getting
me.
big enough contracts despite being all pro level guys because they were 5th round dudes?
Listen,
that matters, man.
There's a world in which the NFL, you're the Cleveland Browns, you keep Shedeur Sanders for the memes. You keep Shedeur Sanders for the social media. But you keep him as your third string quarterback because he's not better than the other two that you have. Right? Like if Shedeur Sanders was the second best or best quarterback on this roster, which is what everyone told me during the draft process, is that Dylan Gabriel being drafted ahead of Shedeur Sanders was the dumbest thing they'd ever heard of. This was a miscarriage of justice, and that there was this, collusion to not draft Shedeur Sanders because of his father, who is generally beloved in the NFL.
Right.
Which it never made any sense to me in the first place.
See, I heard it was more checking him because of his attitude, more than not liking Dion.
Fine. But if you can play, you're going to play.
Yeah.
And
he's on the roster.
That he's on the roster, which is quite an achievement, honestly, for a 5th round pick.
Yeah.
Like if you're a 5th round quarterback to make a roster, that's pretty impressive. But I don't want to hear.
But he's clearly better than Kenny Pickett. And Kenny Pickett was a 1st round guy. So,
or he's cheaper than Kenny Pickett, and
which
they're
is also
similar.
true. Yeah.
So I don't want to hear anymore that the draft slide was some sort of collusion, some sort of effort to hold him down, because that is exactly the opposite of what happened.
I can't believe I'm going to say this out loud. Has it been mildly impressive how he's handled this? I have been genuinely.
He's kept his mouth shut.
I've been genuinely impressed with how he has just let it slide under the radar. Not really.
I mean, maybe it was a humbling experience.
Not really had much to say. Didn't use his platform to do it, and has been very even keel and just been one of the Cleveland Browns.
Maybe it was a humbling experience to slide like that in the draft.
I have been very impressed by his moxie with this, because he did not seem to have a sliver of any type of self-awareness or humility when he was in Boulder. And it feels like he's just listen, he's probably matured. That is a possibility.
Is a process.
But no, not even that. It might be a major benefit for him to be away from his father's shadow and see how life without his dad around all the time. And that's not a knock on Dion. That's not a knock on anybody. I mean, that's just life when you're a kid, right?
Yeah.
He just had the situation where his father followed him to college.
Yep.
And his dad is, by the way, one of the best football players of all time. So I've been very impressed by that. It is a Taste Test Tuesday. Don't forget to head over to our social media page. It is at After Hours 1620. Retweet or share the post on Facebook of the Railcar gift card sponsorship tonight. You can be entered into a drawing to win a $25 gift card to Railcar, 144th and Blondo, the premier brunch spot in Omaha. Stop by and retweet or share out the post. Follow Railcar on Facebook as well, at Railcar American Scratch Kitchen as well. We'll be right back. Top 3 questions for Nebraska football heading into Thursday night that must be answered in game 1. We come back, 16:20.
I say she never cared and that she never will.
Hey, everybody, it's Sean here for Bob at Williams Law. Look, things get dicey when you have to go to court, whether it's criminal, personal, or civil. That is a stressful time in your life. And what do you need more than anything at that moment? You need support and you need good advice. And Bob has got good advice in spades for you. He comes in and talks to us about the complicated legal topics facing the sports world. He explains them in a way that we can understand. He can do that for your case too, no matter what it is. He wants to sit down with you for your first meeting for a free, no obligation legal consultation. He's going to get your questions answered, explain your rights, walk you through the process of your specific case and how it works on your day in court, and he'll send you away with the peace of mind that you need. If you got legal questions, you need Bob Williams in your corner. Check out WilliamsLawLLC.com.
It's the tail end of the season. Does it seem like your AC unit is already checking out, not kicking on when it's supposed to, not cooling like it did back in April? Your unit may be reaching the end of its life, or may just need some TLC. Head over to ControlledComfort.com today. Set up a maintenance appointment to finish out the summer strong and prepare your home for the fall and winter months. You don't want to replace that AC unit, but if you have to, Controlled Comfort is here.
Controlled Comfort keeps it under control.
It's golf season, and Jerry Ryan is your one-stop shop to get out on the links this summer. With options from Johnny O, Roan, Peter Millar, and Mizzen and Main, you'll be the sharpest dressed guy in your foursome. Stop in and let John, Dan, Jake, Deanne, and Monier the Tailor get you ready for the golf outing circuit or your big wedding this summer.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Life is unpredictable. With seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner, you can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
This August, Chesterman Coca-Cola and Hy-Vee are teaming up to support high school sports across the metro. All month long, grab your favorite Coke-flavored 12-packs for just $5.99 and Powerade 20-ounce 8-packs for only $4.99. Plus, to keep our athletes fueled and hydrated, Chesterman Coca-Cola and Hy-Vee are donating $400 worth of body armor and Powerade to local high schools. Chesterman Coca-Cola and Hy-Vee, keeping high school tailgates hydrated all August long.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
Are you watching the water slowly seep down the drain again? Go with a local solution. Go with Trusted. AX Plumbing is here to help. With over 20 years of serving the metro area, AX Plumbing can do it all, from residential to commercial. They can even help with the new build installation service. Head over to axpservice.com today. There's financing available to qualified buyers and military discount too. Check out axpservice.com today. AX Plumbing. They'll leave your place cleaner than they found it.
Progressive knows not all rides are smooth. Meet Peter. He loves his motorcycle. What he doesn't love is wind. Which is ironic, because wind is a big part of the whole wind-in-your-face motorcycle cliche. But nobody ever tells you how relentless a strong crosswind is, or the cliche wouldn't exist. Not every ride is smooth, but Progressive has your back. Get a quote to see if you can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
Labor Day Sizzle at Les Hills Harley-Davidson. This Saturday from 10 to 4, feel all the freedom on two wheels. Enjoy Smash Bites Food Truck, live tunes by SSM Nashville's Jared Turner and Dage Lee. There's some pretty sweet swag with raffle prizes, door gifts, and a free gift with test drive. It's more than a party. It's a Harley-Davidson celebration. Bring friends, bring family, and bring your biker spirit to Les Hills Harley-Davidson. Visit leshillshd.com to get all the details. Glenwood exit off I-29. Les Hills Harley-Davidson. Rise up and ride on.
You are listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Boys.
Hello.
We got a new #1 at the top of the depth chart.
Oh.
Whoa. Our good friend Matt from Railcar just dropped off dinner for us tonight on a Taste Test Tuesday. You could be eating at Railcar tonight for free. Head over to our social media pages at After Hours 1620, either retweet or share on Facebook the promotion of our Railcar post for the night, and we'll get you entered into a drawing to win a $25 gift card to Railcar. We've talked openly about how great the brunch is at Railcar 144th and Blondo. And don't get me wrong, it is elite. Matt just dropped off the Cubano sandwich, and listen, Cubans are my favorite sandwiches. Railcar might be the new #1 in town, folks. This is absolutely fantastic. Thank you again to our good friend Matt for stopping by and dropping this off for us. Absolutely delicious. We also got the vodka gnocchi and chicken schnitzel as well. Some of just the great options over at Railcar. You know, and I'm going to go ahead and show everybody on the stream the delicious Cubano that is just pressed perfectly with the cheese melted into it, the onions, which is John's absolute favorite thing on the planet, and the delicious pickle to top it all off. That answers your question about what's good on the menu at Railcar.
Everything.
What we need to answer, the top 3 questions we need to answer that need to be answered on Thursday night for Nebraska is what we're going to give you now. What's the situation with your computer? What's going on?
Oh, it died. It's rebooting right now.
Technology is great when it works, folks. Don't worry. Everybody on the night shift, John's fine. We didn't kill him. He's still there. You can hear his
Came
voice.
flying into the studio at the last minute and forgot to plug it in, so it's done.
What, were you busy today?
A little bit.
Our top 3 questions. Where do you want to start at 3? You want to start at number 1?
Mine aren't in any specific order, so
mine. I'll go out of order too. I think the thing that I'm most intrigued in game by is can Nebraska's wide receivers get separation?
That's the thing we all want to see, right?
On paper, Nebraska should have a massive advantage at the wide receiver spot versus these Cincinnati corners. But how many times did we say last year with Isaiah Naylor and Jamal Banks, Nebraska's got an advantage at wide receiver, and they kept guys like Malachi Coleman off the field.
Never manifested itself.
And what we thought was a major advantage heading into the season ended up being a major Achilles heel for this team last year.
Yeah.
I think you need to assert yourself and be dominant out of the gate.
I don't disagree. I want to see if all the work that Dylan Raiola has put into his body makes him look more athletic and mobile on the field of play. Like, we've all marveled at how he's changed his physique and all the work that he's put in the offseason. I want to see how it translates to the field. I'm not asking him to become a running quarterback. That's not
I'm asking him specifically not to, by the way. Don't do that.
But I want to see on 3rd and 6, and the everything's covered and they're playing soft. Can he escape the pocket and run upfield for 7 yards and slide for a first down? Like, we didn't see that often enough last year. Does all the work that he's done to his body make him look like a more athletic quarterback? And I think we can have that answer in game 1.
My question?
This is the part where you start talking.
Oh, thank you so much. My biggest question that I have going into game number 1 is, are we putting the yoke on Emmett Johnson and making him the workhorse running back? How many of the carries is he going to get? How many yards is he going to get in the first game? And is he going to be the true, tried and tested number 1 running back for our Nebraska Cornhuskers?
He better be.
Yeah, if he's not,
yes.
Big problems.
Start circling a lot of games on this schedule if that's not the case. My number 2 is a chain is only as strong as its weakest link, right? Who is that on the defense and specifically in the secondary? You've got some guys like Jeff Caldwell. Yeah, he's a D2 guy that transferred into Cincinnati. He has an 11'9" broad jump, though, and can go climb the ladder and go get one. Barry Jackson, not necessarily that level, but he's got that type of athleticism. And both of those guys have the ability to beat you deep. Can Nebraska respond to that level of athleticism? Because you're just going to keep getting guys that are more and more athletic the deeper you climb into the Big Ten pool. So for me, and yes, you don't see Jeremiah Smith this year, obviously. Thank goodness. But we've heard so much about this secondary this year, and that's supposed to be John Butler's specialty as well. We've heard the fact that Phil Snow has been working in that room. You've obviously brought in a new coach and Coach Addison to coach those guys. How does it look on game day now that John Butler is a voice for the entire defense, not just that room? And do they take a step back, or does that young talent start to push those guys to the top also and fluctuate themselves into the equation? And are they able to keep pace with a Cincinnati offense that's going to bring you a running quarterback? You brought up the 3rd and 6 scenario a minute ago. Can the defensive backs also help out the defensive line, keep the quarterback in contain, and make a play if he starts to scramble? Because that's something you're going to see. You probably are going to see a lot on Thursday night.
So your question is specifically about what's the weak link in the secondary?
In the secondary specifically.
Okay.
Yeah. And how does this team respond to it accordingly?
Yeah. I don't have, like, I've made this clear. I don't have concerns about the secondary. I think the secondary is the strongest unit on the defense.
It's the linebackers.
I'm just it's the D line that has me a little bit scratching my head about what we're going to see.
And it's the Keona Davis stuff today, the big reason why.
Yeah. But my question is, does Dana Holgerson having now full control of the offense make it look that much different? Right? Because
history would dictate so.
Over the years, we have seen Nebraska go through different head coaches, and those different head coaches have used different offensive coordinators.
One guy was working at a credit union when it happened.
And those changes never seem to translate into better.
Yeah.
I mean, marginal improvements in some areas, but it never was like, oh, this is different.
Yeah.
Right? What we're expecting out of Dana Holgerson taking over this offense is to go, oh, this is different.
Well, hold on, because, and this is obviously reaching way back when, but like when it switched from Sean Watson to Tim Beck, it looked very different. I don't think that's fair.
That's a long time ago.
But I think that's important to point out because that's the last time that a defensive-minded head coach did that. That's what we have in this situation as well. So I don't know if from a schematic standpoint it'll look better, but I think from a decision-making and putting your quarterback in the best position to make plays,
that's part of it.
That's where I think you'll see the jump this year.
And like this is the question that I have. Will it look different? And if it doesn't, why?
And will Dana Holgerson run the diamond formation? My number 3, and I think this is...
You skipped Dan again.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It always happens.
I stared at him last time, and he asked me if it was his turn to talk, so I just assumed he didn't want to talk anymore.
I was making sure you didn't have anything else you wanted to finish up on. My
What do you
next
have for number 2?
question is John Butler. What that defense going to look like?
402-951-1620. We'd love to hear from you.
Oh, yeah. You can call in at any point in time.
John and Lincoln.
Specifically, the one that I kind of look at, to John's point that he kind of went around there, was the line. Because Elijah Judy, Cam Lenhard, and Jalen George. That's only 3 people. That's your upperclassmen. And those are your 3 oldest people on that line right now who, granted, have the ear of the room most likely and probably can lead this team the way that they're supposed to. But what is it going to look like on that defensive line? Are we going to have a rotation system? Are we going to have specific packages put into place?
Ooh, that's a good question.
To, maybe run like bigger on third down, a little more lean on second. Is it going to be like a hockey line substitution kind of thing? It's just, we haven't gotten much clearance on what exactly is happening there. We know who's going to start. That has been made very obvious throughout fall camp. But how are they going to deal with the fatigue that is game number 1?
My number 3 is my biggest question about this entire team. It's not about a group, a person. It's the collective unit that is going to trot into Arrowhead Stadium on Thursday. How does this team handle expectations? Something Nebraska football has not had to deal with for a while is expectations for a very long time. Nebraska is expected to win this game. Nebraska is expected by a lot of people to win 8 or 9 games this year. How does this team handle those expectations?
10 if you listen to this show.
They lose this game on Thursday night. Does it matter in the grand scheme of things? Not really. But there's going to be a lot of question marks about a lot of things. And Matt Rule and these players are going to have to answer them. That is not going to help with the development of this season, if that's the case.
Yeah, and mine is somewhat similar to yours, and it's probably my biggest question too. And I phrased it this way: has Nebraska truly cleaned out the attic?
That's a great point.
Are all of those ghosts of past failures really gone now?
Scott Frost still climbing down a balcony somewhere.
Is the 1-score game phenomenon really a phenomenon, or is it just the identity of the program now?
Taylor Martinez still calling his dad at halftime.
So, I mean, and look, you're playing a Power 4 opponent in game 1 in a neutral site in a game that is expected to be within a score.
Yeah.
It's 6.5 to Nebraska.
For
Is
now.
this team as mentally sharp, as emotionally tough as we have been led to believe? Because
We haven't
that's
seen
what
it. We haven't
that's
seen it
what a
yet.
lot of the coaches have told us is this is different. These guys have taken control of their rooms. It's their team. They're running the show. All right, now it's time to show. Is the attic truly cleaned out of all those antiques? Did you get rid of all the garbage? And that's a big question for this game.
We need to go to break to Cleaning Out My Closet by Eminem. What do we got for number 3?
I can maybe make that happen. Splash plays. Where are they going to come from and who are they going to come from? I'll tell you one thing. I expect Emmett Johnson to have a big old splash play.
Needs to probably have a couple.
I want to see 20, maybe 30, maybe even a 40-yard run out of him. That would be great. And you know who else needs at least 2 to 3 splash plays in that Cincinnati game? His name starts with duh and ends in Ain Key. It's Dane Key. We brought you in. You're a senior. You have earned a single number.
What?
You've never heard of that before?
To just not lead into it whatsoever.
Yeah.
We brought you in. You're a senior. Got the single digit. You're going to be a leader on this team. Now prove why Husker Nation and your fellow Nebraska Cornhuskers should respect you.
Those are our 3 biggest questions. Don't forget to punch in for the night shift on YouTube. Leave a comment. Tell us what your biggest question marks heading into the game at Arrowhead are. We're just a couple of days away, which means it's fall outside. You know what happens when it turns to fall? You need to get a maintenance appointment set up on your HVAC unit. Head over to controlledcomfort.com. They sponsored this segment. They're going to set up a maintenance appointment and a plan for you about your HVAC system. Give you peace of mind. Change the furnace filter. Make sure it's ready to kick on when it gets cold outside before kickoff happens. They're also going to take a look at your AC unit. Make sure that it has longevity, and you can have years of peace of mind about your AC unit as well. Head over to controlledcomfort.com tonight. What's trending on social media? Dan Campen until we come back. 1620 South.
Hey, everybody, it's John here for Paul Davis Restoration. If you were cleaning out your attic or maybe your basement and you found some spots of mold down there that you didn't notice before, well, the number to call, 402-553-0373. That's how you get a hold of Paul Davis Restoration. They can help you mitigate that mold and make sure it doesn't come back. They can help you with water damage, smoke damage, whatever the damage. It will be to your house in a flash in the event of emergency, getting you up and running and back to the way things were before the damage happened. If you need help with your home, you need to call Paul Davis at 402-553-0373 and get your house back to the way it was before the damage happened.
Are you ready for the game changer of the day? Bellevue University has a new state-of-the-art 72,000 square foot field house featuring premium courts, generous fan seating, top-tier locker rooms, dedicated athletic training, and a strength and conditioning space, plus a whole lot more. It's not just a venue, it's a home court advantage. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
It's the tail end of the season. Does it seem like your AC unit is already checking out, not kicking on when it's supposed to, not cooling like it did back in April? Your unit may be reaching the end of its life, or may just need some TLC. Head over to ControlledComfort.com today. Set up a maintenance appointment to finish out the summer strong and prepare your home for the fall and winter months. You don't want to replace that AC unit, but if you have to, Controlled Comfort is here.
Controlled Comfort keeps it under control.
It's golf season, and Jerry Ryan is your one-stop shop to get out on the links this summer. With options from Johnny O, Roan, Peter Millar, and Mizzen and Main, you'll be the sharpest dressed guy in your foursome. Stop in and let John, Dan, Jake, Deanne, and Monir the Tailor get you ready for the golf outing circuit or your big wedding this summer.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
At Timber, they don't just give you a place to go for lunch or dinner. They give you an experience. From their bold, smoky flavors prepared in the open concept kitchen where you get to watch the magic happen to the relaxing umbrella-shaded patio. There's something for everyone at Timber. Join them for brunch every Saturday and Sunday from 9:30 to 2, plus happy hour from 2 to 5:30 Monday through Saturday, and 2 to close on Sunday. Timberwood Fire Bistro in the heart of Omaha at 84th and Pacific.
Are you dreaming of your business dominating local Google searches, drawing in customers effortlessly? Look no further. I'm Courtney, the Google gal from Pixel Fire Marketing. Need assistance with your Google business profile? From verification to getting more reviews, fixing maps to tackling annoying Google calls? I've got you covered. Your profile sets you apart and ensures you're the top choice for local customers. Visit fixmygbp.com for our $297 special offer. Visit fixmygbp.com for more details.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less. Hey, neighbor. Oh my gosh, is your energy bill sky high again? When is it going to end?
Not anymore. My old windows were so drafty it felt like I had one open all the time. So I upgraded to Champion Windows.
Champion Windows. Are they really that good?
They're fantastic. Energy efficient, super durable, and backed by a lifetime guarantee. And right now, it's Champion's anniversary sale. They're celebrating over 72 years with 40% off new windows.
Wait, 40% off? That's a serious deal.
I know. I just went online and booked a free estimate. So easy.
So if I need windows and act now, I can save 40%?
Yep, but you gotta hurry.
Call 877-GO-CHAMPION or visit ChampionSaveNow.com to schedule your free estimate. Champion's 40% off anniversary sale won't last long. Call 877-GO-CHAMPION or visit ChampionSaveNow.com. All discounts apply to our regular prices. Select styles apply. Minimum purchase required. Cannot be combined with other advertised offers. See store or website for details.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Wow, we are way behind the clock, by the way. 7:07 on a Taste Test Tuesday
Jimmy,
edition of the After Hours Lounge.
This is what happens when I write the rundown. This is what Dan and I do every time you're gone. We get so far behind.
Start talking ball.
Yeah.
The clock is an illusion.
We are brought to you by Bellevue
Time is a flat
University. If you're
circle.
looking to keep up to date on all the championship action happening on Bellevue's campus, download the BU Bruins app to your smartphone tonight. Very quickly, Dan, what's trending on social media?
John did the Lord's work today, and he found something that
I
just couldn't
hold
not
on.
play.
Should we do this? I don't think this is. Do we want to do this?
We can play some of it because of fair use. So we can. I don't know if we can play the whole thing, but we can at least play some of it. We can. We absolutely can.
Right.
It is legal.
But should we?
Do you want me to
Yeah.
pull? Do you want me to pull a Ross? Because I can pull a Ross right now.
Let's pivot to something else. I meant
come on.
I meant to nip this before it got, and I forgot about it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to read you a sentence.
You don't want to hear the corniest song
I
ever
already
invented?
I already did. We don't need to play it.
Perfect. I'm going to read you a sentence real quick. Or actually, I'm going to play the clip for you.
Thank you for doing the Lord's work.
Yeah. Damn, I was really excited about that.
Oh, just go ahead and do it then. All right, whatever.
Nah.
All right.
I've already got the other thing.
Don't piss off the boss. That's what I learned early.
This is just your classic local flag football game that is taking place in between two ranked flag football teams.
Locally?
No.
Okay.
But if I had to give you a million guesses right now who the #1 ranked flag football quarterback in the United States of this America is, who do you think it would be?
What level?
Yeah, that's the very wide open question.
Professional flag football.
Oh, it's that
Number one-
dude. It's the
#1 ranked professional flag football quarterback.
You're gonna tell me his name. I'm gonna remember it, but like the guy that was like basically I'm better than Mahomes, and he's like wants to be the quarterback for the national flag football team that goes over and plays the Olympics. What's his name?
Don't know, because that's not who it is.
That's not
His
who it
name
is.
is Rajon Rondo.
Oh,
Rajon Rondo,
not who I had.
after retiring from the NBA, has decided, you know what? I'm still an athlete.
I played point guard. It's
Let
kind
me-
of the same thing.
Let me take up the quarterbacking position on one of the best flag football teams that I could possibly find my way onto. And now he's ranked as one of the best flag football quarterbacks in the country.
Who knew?
Retirement looks good on him.
Just
Hey,
weird stuff.
If you missed the social media sound by checking out our radio replay page at 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing. If your business needs help with social media marketing, website design, or online advertising, pixelfiremarketing.com is here to help. Their social media experts will ignite your social media presence, entice your ideal client, and engage your brand online. Check out pixelfiremarketing.com for more information tonight. We buy or sell. We come back. 1620 The Zone. Hey, everybody, Jimmy Allen here for AX Plumbing. 'Tis the season for tree roots to be clogging your drains. As the drain in your basement continue to back up, it's probably your old neighbor or maybe your personal tree finding its roots into your main drain. Head over to axpservice.com tonight. Let AX Plumbing come out, scope your drain, remove all of the debris and the issues that are causing you backup problems. Have them water jet your line out to the street. Head over to axpservice.com tonight and stop worrying about it every time you turn the water on.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
Rail Cars Happy Hour is here. Stop by 144th and Blondo Monday through Saturday from 2:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday from 2 to close and enjoy $2 to $5 off appetizers, $1 off draft and bottles of beer, and delicious ciders. All signature cocktails are $10. Classic cocktails are $8. And every glass of wine is $2 off. Plus, Rail Car's incredible brunch menu is on display 9:30 to 2 Saturday and Sunday. Rail Car Modern American Kitchen, 144th and Blondo.
Life is unpredictable. With seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner, you can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
Sean Callahan recaps the offseason and previews the season opener against Cincinnati. Wednesday at Holy Ghost Church. Doors open at 5, program starts at 7, and it's only $10 for adults, $5 for children. Sponsored by Jones Barrel Company and Beer City.
Welcome to 1620 The Zone's Red Out Week, presented by Union Bank and Trust. Feel good about where you bank. Member FDIC. All week long, Gary and Matt in the morning, The Connor Happer Show, and Unsportsmanlike Conduct bring you daily coverage, stories, and breaking news like only the Zone guys can. Red Out Week concludes with our roundtable, Thursday live from Blur Tailgate inside Kauffman Stadium, where all of our hosts convene for a 1620 The Zone pregame show. It's Red Out Week on 1620 The Zone, presented by Union Bank and Trust.
Facing cancer is tough, but no one fights alone. At Hope Lodge Omaha, the American Cancer Society offers free lodging for patients and caregivers traveling for treatment. And now, with the Empower program, we're providing tools for recovery, mentorship, wellness, and education, all close to home. You can be a part of this movement. Learn more, volunteer, or donate at cancer.org. That's cancer.org, where healing begins with hope.
KOZ and Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620, The Zone.
$7:15 on a Taste Test Tuesday edition of the After Hours Lunch, brought to you by our friends at Pyramid Contractors. Over a decade of being number one in Omaha doesn't happen by accident. Head over to pyramidroof.com, book a free estimate for your windows, your roof, your gutters, your siding. They do it all. Check out pyramidroof.com tonight for a free estimate. Start by ourselves, Dan Camper. Dan, what do we got?
Yes, it is. Surprise. Dave Portnoy is making headlines once again. This time it is because he's beefing with Ohio State as to whether he is banned from the stadium or not. Buy or sell, Fox will soon regret allowing this rogue onto Big Noon Kickoff.
Yeah, this is going to be a big regret. I never liked it when they made the decision. They shouldn't have done it. It's all bad. Bye.
What the hell were they thinking? The biggest entity of the Big Ten is Ohio State football. Yeah. This guy is the biggest troll in the history of Michigan football. This was never going to go over well. And they put the biggest brand in their conference in a no-win situation. Because if you don't let Dave Portnoy in, now you're soft and you don't want to deal with criticism, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If you let him in, you get the biggest Michigan honk out there inside your stadium, being a giant troll. He's Pat McAfee in all the wrong ways, turned up to 11.
Yep.
This is a horrible idea.
Yeah, so for a little bit of clarity for those who didn't see it earlier today, because I know some people didn't, Ohio State put out a statement and basically just said, hey, do you know how broadcasting works? We have a bunch of pre-production meetings. The last hour of Big Noon Kickoff is always done in stadium. We were told by the Fox hosts that Dave Portnoy was not going to be on the desk for the last hour of Big Noon Kickoff. So he's not barred from the stadium. We were not told that he was going to be on this desk show.
Yeah.
But the problem with having Dave Portnoy as one of the people who's going to be on your show is the fact that he can tweet out whatever he wants at any point in time. And there are sports Twitter-fingered nerds who will take it as gospel and will go, oh, Ohio State bad. Ohio State bad. We don't like Ohio State.
Here's what I don't get. If this doesn't work, this is the third failed entity where Barstool tried working their way into major mainstream media. Like, these guys clearly are not meant for mainstream media. Why do we keep trying this?
Well, and then when they have a show that goes mainstream, that show usually leaves them behind. Hello, Bussin' with the Boys.
Right.
What's up, Alex Cooper?
Dan, what else we got?
A huge decision is looming. Keegan Bradley has to make his final roster for the Ryder Cup. I know I've been focusing hard on this, but tonight I want to know, buy or sell, should Keegan be the playing captain? The list comes out tomorrow, by the way.
I mean, he's number 11 in the world, right? Like, doesn't that automatically tell you that there's a few guys ahead of him? And listen, I know not everybody in front of Keegan Bradley is American. I get that. But
gosh darn you, Rory.
Yeah, I just feel like maybe he's not the best option. Call me crazy.
See, this is where this whole format for the Ryder Cup gets me a little bit befuddled because we make such a big deal out of the captain on a golf team. And I don't understand why. I mean, it's an individual sport that you play as a team, yes, but it's like being the captain of the wrestling team. Does it really matter that much? Are you setting up strategies for these guys? I don't know. I don't know that we need to make such a big deal about who's the Ryder Cup captain.
Does this format seem a little outdated?
No. Whoa.
No.
Okay.
No. The Ryder Cup rules. The Ryder Cup is quite possibly one of the greatest athletic competitions that we get over a full weekend. Like, the fact that it is just 4 days of American pride getting put out there, it's so important and it's so good. John, no one has a problem with him being the Ryder Cup captain. You know that, right? It's the decision of whether or not he puts himself in as a playing captain.
But okay, but who cares about the playing?
Yeah,
captain?
why does it matter?
Like, I understand the Ryder Cup captain who gets to pick the team, and that makes sense to me.
Yeah,
but the playing captain stuff doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well,
yeah. Why does that? Why I don't understand what's
the reason this has become such a big story, just in general, is because Keegan Bradley is in a situation right now where he's danged if he does and danged if he doesn't. Because if you either way, either situation, you lose. Keegan Bradley is your playing captain. People are going to say, "Oh, Keegan, look at that! Made yourself a playing captain. You took some other person who's probably more qualified than you to be in this situation. You took their spot. That sucks. You're kind of a bonehead for doing that." Then if he doesn't make himself the playing captain, you get a bunch of people who say, "Well, to Jimmy's point, you're number 11 in the world. You're one of the best people playing golf right now. You should be in this. You are on a hot streak. You won the Travelers in a very comeback fashion. This should be your tournament where you get to be the one to do that." That's the only reason that people are up in arms about it right now. But I think he should be the playing captain, because what you don't realize is that there is the captain, Keegan Bradley, there are 2 vice captains, and then a whole bunch of different people who are data nerds. And all the captain does on a Ryder Cup team is you set the matchups for the day, and you quite literally are just allowed to walk around the golf course and talk to the golfers as they're playing their round.
I think if you're going to be the captain, you should have to dress up in a Captain America outfit and play the round like that.
My.
You have to earn it.
They do get a sweet jacket.
Dan, what else we got?
Oh, we have so much more. It might not be Hard Knocks, but we're still getting a UNC football docuseries. Buy or sell that this thing is going to be DOA from a content standpoint.
It already is. You're clearly not getting what you would have gotten with Hard Knocks, so nobody's going to. It's going to be watched. It's not going to be watched at the level of Hard Knocks.
Well, Belichick's girlfriend's just going to step into the production meeting and saying, "We're not getting into that."
Bill Belichick's girlfriend is something we're still talking about in 2025. That's going to do it for Buy or Sell. We got to get on to Call Your Shot, a new game.
Oh, yeah,
where
that's
we're
right.
Going to interact with you, the After Hours Lounge. If you missed Buy or Sell tonight, want to hear Dan Campion's angelic voice, head over to our website at After Hours 1620 is our Twitter handle. 1620thezone.com under the radio replay page is where you can always find our show. Buy or Sell tonight was brought to you by Controlled Comfort Heating and Air. You looking for a new job? Controlled Comfort is hiring. If you've got an experience in the HVAC field, they're looking for you. Start your new career with Controlled Comfort as early as tomorrow. Head over to controlledcomfort.com and fill out an app tonight. Call Your Shot, a new game invented by John Schreiner. We come back 1620 Zone. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for Bob Williams with Williams Law. Listen, we all know kids are dumb. You're young and stupid for a very few years of your life, and sometimes that leads you to a court date. Unfortunately, if your son or daughter falls under the category of what I was just describing, we've got the answer for you. Bob Williams at Williams Law will sit you down with your son or daughter, explain to your family their rights, walk you through your big day in court, and get you ready before you ever step foot in front of a judge. Head over to WilliamsLawLLC.com tonight and get a free, no-obligation legal consultation with Bob Williams and his team at WilliamsLawLLC.com tonight.
Your Omaha area forecast presented by Funplex Water Park and Rides from the KETV Newswatch 7 Weather Center on 1620 The Zone.
Well, we had some light rain and lingering cloud cover here on this Tuesday afternoon that kept temperatures in the middle 70s. Now, as we get towards sunset, we'll be in the upper 60s outside, and temperatures will continue to drop overnight into the mid and upper 50s outside. Tomorrow, we will have some cloud cover around that particularly thickens up in southeast Nebraska through the day. High temperatures should be in the 70s and low 80s. I'm meteorologist Luke Vickery, KETV Newswatch 7.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
It's golf season, and Jerry Ryan is your one-stop shop to get out on the links this summer. With options from Johnny O, Roan, Peter Millar, and Mizzen & Main, you'll be the sharpest dressed guy in your foursome. Stop in and let John, Dan, Jake, Deanne, and Monir the Tailor get you ready for the golf outing circuit or your big wedding this summer.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Life is unpredictable. With seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner, you can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
The real game changer in college athletics, it's coaches. And at Bellevue University, there is an experienced team of coaches who know you both as an athlete and as a person. Plus, there are student coach advisors who are there to provide individualized academic support every step of the way as you progress towards your degree. At Bellevue University, you're not just another athlete. You belong. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Are you watching the water slowly seep down the drain again? Go with a local solution. Go with Trusted. AX Plumbing is here to help. With over 20 years of serving the metro area, AX Plumbing can do it all, from residential to commercial. They can even help with the new build installation service. Head over to axpservice.com today. There's financing available to qualified buyers and military discount too. Check out axpservice.com today. AX Plumbing. They'll leave your place cleaner than they found it.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
728 on a Taste Test Tuesday here at 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Pyramid Contractors. Don't forget to head over to pyramidroof.com if you've been affected by all the seasonal storms that have rolled through. Maybe you've damaged your windows, you've damaged your roof, you've damaged your gutters. The good news is pyramidroof.com is the one-stop shop for you. They can give you a free estimate on all of that. Check out pyramidroof.com tonight. All right.
Here we go.
This is the year. This is the moment you've been waiting 2 years for.
Is it?
You finally created something of worthy to the show.
Thanks.
Go ahead and explain the game.
Hey, who came up with right, wrong, and didn't see coming?
I mean, it just kind of happened.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't say
Yeah.
came up with it.
Who named the open bar segment?
Speaking of which, tomorrow. Segment is tomorrow, Dan. It's on Wednesdays. You now have information you can do with that what you choose.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm allowed to start openly drinking on this show?
It's an open bar.
All right, let's go.
Open bar, dude.
Oh, I know what you're getting at.
All right. So I was thinking about something
Tomorrow,
we could
Dan,
do
is Wednesday. That's
as a fun, interactive topic that we could run through the entire football season, right?
We
Something
can.
that allows the listeners to engage with us. And we do a little. It's a prediction game essentially, and I came up with the rules today when I was thinking about it. So it's call your shot, and you can email your picks in, and there are going to be prizes to be named later.
Okay. Well, hold on. You can DM them to us on Twitter because we don't have.
I have the email address set up.
Oh.
People to email in to
Oh.
me so I can track them.
You've thought this through.
I thought
Okay.
it all the way through. So here's what it is. We're going to put out a list of 7 games to pick each week. We're going to try to find the best games, but there is a little stipulation in here. So 7 games each week with the spread in that game. You don't have to pick against the spread. All you have to do is pick the team you think is going to win the game. The spread comes into play in the points. So if you're picking the favorite in a game and that team wins but doesn't cover, that's worth 1 point. If that team wins and covers, it's worth 3 points. But if you pick the favorite and they lose that game outright, you get -2 points. Now, if you pick the underdog and they lose, you just get 0. If you pick the underdog and they cover the spread, that's worth 1 point. If the underdog wins outright, you get 4 points. So a win outright by the underdog is worth more than a win and cover by a favorite. And if the underdog team has a spread of 7 or more and they reverse cover, you get 5 points. What do you guys think of this?
I think this is a great idea. I love this. We've needed something like this. John Schreiner, well done.
I'm for it.
What is the email that they need to send to?
So the email is callyourshot1620@gmail.com. So that's the email. Callyourshot1620.
You don't want to throw a 420 or 69 in there?
I don't.
Okay. All right.
Callyourshot1620. You can listen on the radio, write down your picks. You can find it. We'll put it out on social media, the list of games to pick from this week, and you'll have until the start of the Nebraska game this week on Thursday. We're going to try to do this on Tuesdays, I think, so that we can give people plenty of lead time because we will usually not be on Thursdays. So you'll have Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll throw some reminders out there that you can get involved. I think right now we're offering an after hours T-shirt, maybe.
I like the idea we had. Let's go with this. You're gonna want to win this. We're gonna.
There's going to be something on the line.
The prize at the end of this is going to be something. If you're a listener to the After Hours Lounge, if you're a member of the Night Shift or a fan of 1620 The Zone, you're probably going to want to win. We just got to get some approval for something.
So there's going to be a prize for the winner each week, and then we're going to keep a running season-long tally.
That's right. So you're going to want to do this every week.
Right. So, and then the season-long the person who has the most points at the end of the football season, end of the regular season, there's going to be a really special prize. We can't announce it yet, but trust me, you're going to want in on this. Okay. So weekly prize, small, but still cool. Season long prize. You're going to want to be.
Yeah, we will get an after hour shirt to you if you are the winner this week. Well, hold on. What if one of us wins it? We're just giving out the shirt.
We're not in that contest.
Okay.
We're doing our own. Well, our side of the thing is bragging rights and humiliation.
Yeah.
Like,
that brings up a good point. Do we need a punishment for the loser?
I don't know. Maybe we can let the listeners decide on a punishment.
Get your thoughts in at call your shot 1620
Whoever loses,
at gmail.com.
which one of the three of us loses the call your shot? What do we have to do? You can send us emails and let us know. But
all right, so all the in case John talked way too fast, which is the case because I was trying to type it at the same time, but all of the instructions for the game are on Twitter at After Hours 1620. So and with the games this week as well. So you can just copy and paste and get your picks in there as well.
All right. So the games this week, we're going to go through and we're going to make our picks during this segment, and we'll track for our points. If you want to make your picks, send your email with your picks to callyourshot1620@gmail.com, and we'll get you in. We'll track your points. I'm going to eventually make the spreadsheet public so you can see the standings as we go through where everybody is.
Your boy might have accidentally put his picks into the post. So let me go ahead and edit that out real quick. So in case you're wondering how to beat Jimmy Allen this week and pick against me. But,
so the first
game,
game,
now you guys can't cheat.
The obvious game is Nebraska-Cincinnati. The spread on this game, we're using the current spread. When we announce it, when we put the post out, that's the spread. That's the line we're using. Okay. The spread is Nebraska -6.5. Jimmy, what is your pick?
I'm sorry. Give me the Bearcats +6.5. I don't think they win, but I think this game is a lot closer than we want it to be. And Matt Rule gets to point on Monday and go, look, Close game. Pulled it off.
Okay.
Thanks for coming down to Kansas City. Keep supporting. You can donate your money to 1890 today.
All right. So you're going for Cincinnati.
I'll take Cincinnati plus 6.5.
So if they cover, you get 1 point.
Okay.
But you're afraid that Nebraska will. So you're saying Nebraska will win, but not
Nebraska
cover.
wins but doesn't cover. Yes.
Right. So it's 1 point either way. All right. Dan?
You know me, I'm full Kool-Aid cup. I got Nebraska winning and covering.
I do too.
Okay. What's game number 2?
Game number 2. Texas at Ohio State.
The game.
It's the game of the weekend.
Give me the crown prince of college football in Arch Manning, not only to cover the 2.5, I think they win outright.
All right.
Texas to win outright.
We are in agreement on that one. All 3 for Texas.
Feel gross hearing that out loud.
Okay. This is your opportunity to get one of those reverse cover scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama at Florida State. The Tide is favored by 13.5.
Give me Alabama by at least 3 touchdowns. I think they absolutely cover 13.5. The Kalen DeBoer revenge tour starts right here.
I've got Alabama win, no cover.
I'm going to take Florida State.
Oh, okay. To win?
I'm taking Florida State because I think they can keep it within the range.
2 scores. The talent pool would tell you that.
But they might honestly be able to pull an upset.
Okay.
I'm hedging my bets there.
What's the next game?
The next game is LSU at Clemson. And the Clemson Tigers are favored by 3.5 points.
Wait, didn't we say we were going to do 6 games?
7.
7, okay. Just making sure. Doing my math right.
7 games.
I'm going for the upset here. I think Brian Kelly and LSU shocks the entire college football world. And a team a lot of people think could be the number 1 seed heading into the college football playoff. Starts off 0-1 on their home field.
I'm the exact opposite. I think that Clemson is going to win and cover.
I also have Clemson. The next game, Utah, UCLA, the nightcap in the Big Ten.
Big Ten after dark.
Utah is favored by 6 points.
The wrong team is favored. Give me UCLA at home after dark in the Rose Bowl to win outright.
Yeah, I'm also going UCLA.
Wow.
Same here.
Sweep for the look at these Big Ten honks.
We are.
Honk.
I like Nico I with a long last
Here's
name.
another chance for that reverse cover bonus point if you're brave enough. Virginia Tech at South Carolina. They beat South Carolina by 8.
This is the false hope that South Carolina fans are going to hang on to for a while, because I think you have a situation where this offense can get going early and maybe some false numbers get put up. I think South Carolina wins and they cover.
I do too. I'm not in on Virginia Tech this year as I was last year.
You've learned your lesson.
Yeah.
Neither am I. I have South Carolina winning, but not covering.
Oh, Lenore Sellers not a Heisman favorite, dances.
Nah.
And the last game on our slate for this week is Notre Dame at the Miami Hurricanes, the Catholics versus Convicts 2025. The Domers by 2.5.
This is my 4th outright upset
Oh,
that I'm
boy.
picking. Give me Miami at home. I think there's a little bit of fool's gold with what Notre Dame was able to do last year. I think Miami absolutely. They don't roll. They win this game, though.
Notre Dame played for a national championship, and that was fool's gold?
Fool's gold. Hey,
All right.
listen. TCU played for a national championship. How you feeling about Sonny Dykes these days?
Yeah. They had a
Just
good
saying.
roster, though.
Just saying.
Dan?
In the words of a man who's retiring on Saturday, not so fast, my friend.
Uh-oh.
Give me Notre Dame to win and to cover. Also, as a side note, can we bring back the Catholic versus Convicts t-shirts?
I think we should just wear them tomorrow night.
I'm
I think
also
it's fun.
going
Gary, if you're listening, print them for me.
Notre Dame.
Wow. Okay.
So those are our picks. We had a consensus on Texas, a consensus on UCLA, and a consensus on South Carolina.
I thought I was going on a limb
Yeah.
for UCLA. All right, well,
So
those
there
are
you
our
go.
picks. And if you're speaking of picks, if you need a pick of the litter for your closet, head over to Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. They sponsored this segment, and they've got a deal for you. The last couple of days of summer are a premium at Jerry Ryan. They've got 20 to 50% off all of their summer rack, whether it be suits, sports coats, pants, sports shirts, shorts, polos, 20 to 50% off if it's on the summer rack at Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sports Store. Also, if you're not quite ready to head down to Kansas City yet, you don't have your Johnny O, your Peter Millar, or your Mizzen and Main stretchy polo with the Nebraska N embroidered on it, you need to get to 78th and Dodge. Jerry Ryan has got you covered and will change the number one shirt on your depth chart tonight. 25 plays, 25 days, rolls on. We come back, 16-20 zone.
Hey, everybody, it's John here for Railcar. If you have not been out to Railcar for dinner yet, we know we've been telling you about the brunch. Well, they brought us dinner tonight, and I'm telling you, the chicken schnitzel, the vodka gnocchi, and Jimmy's favorite, the Cubano sandwich.
So good!
They impressed us to no end. Everything was delicious. You need to get out to 144th and Blondo and try Railcar as soon as you can. Wait till the show's over, but head out there really soon, because if you've not had Railcar yet, what are you waiting for? We recommend restaurants to you. Have we ever steered you wrong yet? The answer is no, we haven't. We only eat the good stuff, and Railcar brings us the good stuff. You like prime rib? Friday and Saturday nights, they got the prime rib. You like brunch on Saturday and Sunday? They got the great brunch. Everything is good at Railcar. You need to make it a priority to check out Railcar tonight.
Are you ready for the game changer of the day? Bellevue University has a new state-of-the-art 72,000 square foot field house featuring premium courts, generous fan seating, top-tier locker rooms, dedicated athletic training, and a strength and conditioning space, plus a whole lot more. It's not just a venue. It's a home court advantage. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Are you watching the water slowly seep down the drain again? Go with a local solution. Go with Trusted. AX Plumbing is here to help. With over 20 years of serving the metro area, AX Plumbing can do it all, from residential to commercial. They can even help with the new build installation service. Head over to axpservice.com today. There's financing available to qualified buyers and military discount too. Check out axpservice.com today. AX Plumbing. They'll leave your place cleaner than they found it.
It's golf season, and Jerry Ryan is your one-stop shop to get out on the links this summer. With options from Johnny O, Roan, Peter Millar, and Mizzen and Main, you'll be the sharpest dressed guy in your foursome. Stop in and let John, Dan, Jake, Deanne, and Monir the Tailor get you ready for the golf outing circuit or your big wedding this summer.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
If you're looking for an authentic Italian experience, look no further than Pasta Amore. For 4 decades, Pasta Amore has been keeping the spark alive for couples in the Omaha area with their homemade pasta, made fresh every day. Our hand-picked selection of exceptional wines will put the nightcap on your evening that you expect. Open every day at 4. Stop by Pasta Amore in Rockbrook Village and enjoy dining in the romantic dining room or relax on our shaded patio.
Hey there, Greg Wagner joining you from the Nebraska Game and Parks Commission. Time now for another Nebraska Outdoor Update. Well, it's a big travel time in Nebraska, and I can't think of a better thing to do than combining a community celebration, a fair, or a class reunion with a state parks day. You go to your event, then you retreat to the quiet of the campground for the evening, maybe roast some hot dogs, do a little fishing, and spend the night. Park it in a park. That is a deer buck grunt call. And you know what? It's hard to think about hunting when it's this warm outside, but you should. Time to firm up permission with your landowner friends. Time to get your deer permits. Time to scout a little bit. And time to put up your game cameras. I always tell hunters, plan your hunt so you can hunt your plan. I'm Greg Wagner with the Nebraska Game and Parks Commission. And remember, get all kinds of outdoor information at outdoornebraska.gov.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
Hey, neighbor. Oh my gosh, is your energy bill sky high again? When is it going to end?
Not anymore. My old windows were so drafty it felt like I had one open all the time. So I upgraded to Champion Windows.
Champion Windows? Are they really that good?
They're fantastic. Energy efficient, super durable, and backed by a lifetime guarantee. And right now, it's Champion's anniversary sale. They're celebrating over 72 years with 40% off new windows.
Wait, 40% off? That's a serious deal.
I know. I just went online and booked a free estimate. So easy.
So if I need windows and act now, I can save 40%?
Yep, but you gotta hurry.
Call 877-GO-CHAMPION or visit ChampionSaveNow.com to schedule your free estimate. Champion's 40% off anniversary sale won't last long. Call 877-GO-CHAMPION or visit ChampionSaveNow.com. All discounts apply to our regular prices. Select styles apply. Minimum purchase required. Cannot be combined with other advertised offers. See store or website for details.
This is the Chef of Love, Chef Jannard, TV host and restaurateur. My grandparents harvested their land to sell food and share this overflowing bounty with our community. Grandma said, for every yam we pick, we give one away. In the world they cultivated, I love preparing and eating dinner with my family on Sundays. When our resources changed, food assistance programs sustained us. They gave me fuel to start my first culinary business at 16 years old, and inspiration to donate the extra food in my community. Through my life, I've developed an appetite to work with others to ensure everyone has access to the nutritious food we need to thrive. Together, we can help end hunger. Come on, join the movement with Feeding America by volunteering, donating, and advocating. Learn more at feedingamerica.org/act now.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
You are listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Just coming up with all the excuses on After Hours tonight. Jimmy Allen, John
we do.
Schroeder, Dan Campen, and closing down the show on a Taste Test Tuesday. It's not too late. Head over to our Twitter page, enter the contest to be a part of Call Your Shot, but also possibly win a $25 gift card to Railcar tonight. We are brought to you by our friends at Pyramid Contractors. If you need a new roof, go no further than pyramidroof.com. They'll give you a free estimate. Come out, evaluate the situation, give you a free estimate to replace your roof tonight. It is closing time, but we're going to wrap it up tonight with 25 plays in 25 days. We're down to number 2. And Dan, we all know that John and I have the same exact number 2, but we don't know what your number 2 is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I got to go first tonight.
You got to go
first.
I am not used to being the top dog. I'm going to relish this position for the 2 minutes that it takes me to actually grab my notebook.
Just want to clarify, Dan is still not the top dog, but go ahead.
Fair enough. My number 2 play of all time in Husker history is Tommy Frazier's 75-yard touchdown run.
Who?
I know. No one's ever heard of the guy. No one ever, even pays attention to the 1996 Fiesta Bowl. It's like, whatever. He was like kind of okay at
Didn't
being
win
the
the Heisman.
quarterback for Nebraska. Yeah, whatever. He got the weird statue. Just gave him a statue. Let's listen to the play. The answer, Robert Costas, is all of the tackles.
All of them. All of the
every
That's
single
not-
tackle
that's not
that you
Bob
think.
Costas.
No, it's not.
It's not?
No.
Huh. Why does every announcer from the early 90s sound like Bob Costas?
Bob Costas was the pregame and postgame for that, though.
Nice.
That's Jim.
Yeah.
Huh.
Jim.
Okay. Well, this is important to me because it was one of the VHS tapes that one of my first friends in Omaha when I moved here had. And
you don't remember Jim Nance and Tim Donahue being on the call?
I don't.
Because Terry Donahue, not Tim. It was Tim Donahue.
I don't know.
He wasn't on that call either, though.
Sounds like a great guy to play
He and Bob
Costas
basketball
with.
Tim Donahue and Bob Costas were both equally on that call.
Yes.
Fair enough. But it was one of the tapes that we watched all the time when we were over at his place. And I think by the time we were in the 6th grade, it was like worn out. Color, picture, barely there. It was terrible.
Kids, ask your parents what a VHS tape was. Do you want to set up what number 2 is for us?
So Jimmy and I had the same at number 2, which
we're both
means
old.
we also had the same at number 1. And it is, of course, Corey Schlesinger's second touchdown run in the 95 Orange Bowl against Miami. This is when you knew. Score was tied 17-17.
After this.
And this is when you knew.
Go
This
ahead
is
and-
when
go
it
ahead and tune
became
the fat lady
real.
up.
And so since both of us have this play at number 2, we're going to get the TV broadcast call and the wonderful call from Kent Pavelka.
Not his fat uncle, but Kent Pavelka proper.
The actual Kent Pavelka.
TV first.
TV
right?
first.
Does not do it justice.
No. And then you get the call from Kent Pavelka that every Husker fan worth their salt recognizes one part of this.
Great job by Kent Pavelka swallowing there because he clearly was in the middle of screaming Corey Schlesinger's name. It's the perfect call.
It's awesome. It's like it's goosebumps every time, man.
I shared this story off air last night because we were talking in preparation for this, but like my dad, who knows nothing about football, was like, they're going to give it to Schlesinger up the middle, like as they break the huddle and just right up the middle in for the touchdown. And I remember thinking, my dad is a wizard. How did he know this was going to happen? I did not share this story though. My uncle lived in Florida. He still does. And he came back and I just thought like, this is where tinfoil hat Jimmy Allen started. I just thought, oh, TV rigs it to where everybody's team wins the national championship this year. And I'm going to figure it out by asking my Uncle Todd, who lives in Florida, if Florida won the national championship this year. And I was like, hey, Uncle Todd, who won the national championship this year? He's like, didn't you watch with Grandpa? Nebraska won. I was like, oh my God, no, we're just good. Yes, this is awesome. This is great. We're the best.
Watching that clip reminded me of one thing that has bothered me since I started and stopped playing football. Why aren't we using fullbacks with neck rolls anymore?
Yeah, it's a
I miss the neck roll fullback.
It's not nostalgia, it was just greatness.
Like 5x wide shoulder pads. Just thick.
This is my very first like actual memory of football. Is this play?
Oh, really?
Yeah, like so this was 95, so I would have technically been 7 years old. Like I remember people talking about the wide right game against Florida State. Like I remember that conversation, but I didn't watch that game.
I watched it at my aunt and uncle's house.
I was probably in bed by that point, but
I cried.
Like everybody was at my house for this game. And I remember going down to 72nd Dodge after this. Like, I remember all of it. I remember watching Dave Weber's broadcast when I got back home. Like, this is core instilled. This is why I still care so much memory for Nebraska football for me.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I was already big into Nebraska football by this point. I mean, I can remember watching the Florida State game the year before at my aunt and uncle's house, 11 years old, maybe not quite 11, but and like just being so sad and feeling like Nebraska got absolutely robbed in the game and feeling like just total injustice.
Because they did.
And little did I know it was a sign of things to come as far as injustice is concerned. But I digress. Then the 94 season happened, and to have that moment where you get, as a kid, the team that you care so passionately about goes undefeated, wins the national championship. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I have a child, and that's awesome. I don't know if there's anything that compares to the childlike joy, the joy that you experience as a kid when your team wins it all. Like, as an adult, like I would be really happy if Nebraska won a national championship this year. I'd be super happy.
I will never be as happy as I was.
I will
in
never be that happy, like ever.
You got to worry about jobs. In real
it's
life.
just like not possible.
You didn't have any care. It was just like, oh,
yeah,
we're the best. Like it. Yeah, I'm with you. But I hope all of our children get to enjoy that at some point.
I hope
in their
so
life.
too.
It would be great. If you missed any of the show tonight, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by our friends at Paul Davis Restoration. Seasonal storms, they're not over just because football is here. And if you've been affected by the storms, you don't know it yet, maybe you've been clearing out some boxes in the basement, moving some stuff around your house, you're starting to smell something, it's probably mold, and you need to get it addressed as soon as possible. 402-553-03 is the stop for you tonight. It is Paul Davis Restoration. And 402-553-0373. That is the phone number. Save it if you don't need them tonight, because you're going to need them eventually. It's going to be the worst call of your life, but Paul Davis is going to be there for you when you need them the most. For Dan Campion and John Schreiner, I've been Jimmy Allen. Go hug your four-legged friend, because it's National Dog Day, everybody. Woof.
Are you ready for the game changer of the day? Bellevue University has a new state-of-the-art 72,000 square foot fieldhouse featuring premium courts, generous fan seating, top-tier locker rooms, dedicated athletic training, and a strength and conditioning space, plus a whole lot more. It's not just a venue, it's a home court advantage. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.